morning, all my AARP Ville audience. We're here again on this beautiful Friday morning, and we're here to give you some upcoming updates and upcoming events. So, as usual, we ask you, get your pen and paper and also grab a smartphone. So, let's get started. But you know what? We want to hear from you this morning. So we want you to call that number 502-795-1218. And I'll start out by introducing myself so you can know who's on the radio talking to you today. I am Tanya Salee. I am a volunteer with our great AARP Louisville community team. And I've been volunteering. I said volunteering because I'm not getting paid for over 10 years. So you know I am enjoying myself. So I'll pass it on to the other people here in the studio with me.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Campbell Clark. I am the Communications and Advocacy Intern, and I'm joining here in the studio today with Tanya and also with Scott.
Good morning, Louisville. Thank you. We are happy to be back here at WLLV with our producer, Mr. Vince Gray, in the studio this morning. We've got some great information coming up. We're going to dig into fraud and scams for a little bit. So stay tuned with us. And if you want to see us, we're live on Facebook, AARP Kentucky Facebook. Tune in, check us out, and let's get going. Tanya, talk a little bit about what's going on this week.
Well, this week, you know what? We like free things. We always advertise free. With today's economy, free is great. So, as you all know, America is turning 250 years old. Golly,
wow.
That's a long time.
Yes. Yes,
so,
ma'am.
We're going to start out with one special free community event, and this is a celebration for all ages. So you can bring your whole family. And this celebration will be happening at the Young Hearts Theater. Proudly presents Let's Celebrate America 250 Years. And this, guess what? It's going to be happening starting off today, June the 5th at 2 p.m. And where? Well, it's going to be at the Ursuline Arts Center. And this is located at 3113 Lexington Road. And guess what? What I say, my favorite word, the admission is free.
Free.
But, you know, you can always give a little donation because these events are put on, but it all take money. So it's free. But if you want to just give a little bit, they will be more than welcome.
And Tanya, let me just add to this. Well, this is not an AARP Kentucky event, but a number of our volunteers on the Louisville community team are part of and support Young Hearts Theater. So this is a little shout out. This is going to be a fun one. You've got 3 more days to catch these performances at the Ursuline Arts Center on Lexington Road. You can find them on Facebook. We've got a little event information on the AARP Kentucky Facebook page. So I think I might make this one. It looks pretty fun.
And it goes back to our AARP Louisville community team. Hey, we work well together. We have some great people. And guess what? We're always looking for new volunteers.
Oh, yes.
Always.
And I tell you, I got to say real quickly, the volunteering is an important way for folks to give back to their community. And a lot of you right now, you probably are volunteering somewhere for your church, your civic group, your sorority, your fraternity. And AARP, we love our volunteers, and they help us bring our mission to life and deliver things like the annual AARP 2026 Summer Scam Jam that we just completed this week.
So, if you wasn't there, you missed an exciting event. And here today, we're going to give you a little recap of what went on.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it. And go ahead, Tanya and Campbell.
Well, at the Summer Scam Jam, we learned so much about fighting fraud, thanks to resources from AARP's own Fraud Watch Network and from our great exhibitors and other community members that came. Some supporting partners were the Team Kentucky Stop Scams. They gave a great presentation about AI and how that can lead to scams. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, the Better Business Bureau. Those three were on a great panel answering questions from the audience. We also had booths set up from the Louisville Metro Office for Aging and Disabled Citizens, KIPTA, Kentucky Senior Medicaid Patrol, Transcend Credit Union, and so many more great booths where everyone could just learn so much about their finances, about scammers, and how to protect them and their hard-earned money.
It was so awesome. We had a room full of experts there, and they were there to give us all the information we could even ask for. And guess what again? This was free to the community, and AARP provided lunch, which was awesome. So, again, you all missed out. We had all of those experts in that room, and if you had a question, if they didn't answer it right then and there, they took your name and they was going to follow up with you. But one thing, Campbell, that I love was the AI presentation.
Yes.
And we learned about kiosks. I don't know if you all know, and I didn't know this, because they look like an ATM machine, but they're located in some of the grocery stores. And that's one of the biggest scams that are coming up hot and heavy too, because we found out it's not fully regulated. And I don't know about you, I love my money, I want to spend my money, and I want to protect my money.
You've worked for it, Ms.
And
Tanya.
at that day, I found out so much information to protect my little money. Hey, I don't have a lot, but it's mine, and I want to keep it.
Let me talk about that just for a minute, because right now, you know, Americans have lost literally billions of dollars to fraud and scams. It's an ongoing, ever-evolving epidemic that criminals across the globe are out to scam you out of your life savings or your good credit, steal your identity. And this scam jam was really needed more than ever. Folks need to know how to spot the fraud. You probably have received some texts about parking violations or property tax or your Social Security account. There is no end to how the scammers are trying to get you scared and to take some action, like deposit money in a cryptocurrency kiosk, which AARP supported new legislation in the 2026 Kentucky General Assembly that's going to bring some new important consumer protections around these cryptocurrency kiosks. So let me just also mention, right now, in a recent survey, AARP found that 103 million Americans have already experienced some type of fraud. You could be next. So AARP has resources like this Scam Jam, but we have to also thank all the volunteer team that worked for months to put this program on, out at the Cottonwood, out in Shively, the Cottonwood Hotel. And big shout out to Wave 3 TV, who gave us a terrific story. That's posted on the AARP Kentucky Facebook page right now. You can go check it out. Wave 3 TV was there live covering the story, and they did a great job. So, and I gotta say again, I mean, Team Kentucky Stop Scams have been a terrific partner. And we have another Scam Jam coming up in Lexington, Kentucky, June 10th. And they will be there again talking about how to spot AI fake fraud.
And you know, that is getting so hard to spot. I mean, they just know. These criminals know your information. They want to get that money from you, and it's just getting harder every day. They're keeping evolving in their skills, but we're going to keep you informed. You can keep fighting this fraud.
That's right.
And you know what? People like AARP, Team Kentucky, Stop Scams, and on are educating people. So guess what's happening? Those scammers and hackers and all, they're getting frustrated. They're getting reckless. So go to any event that informs you of what's going on and how to protect yourself, because they get upset because we're finding out how they're doing it and we're stopping them. So if you see or hear about an event on scams and fraud, please try to attend it. And that leads into watch out in August. We're coming big and better again this year. At the AARP office on Lynn Station Road, we will have our annual scam shredding event.
Shredding Day.
We will be shredding those documents in August for you, so those scammers cannot get your personal information. That is such a big event. I know you all have documents on top of documents that has a lot of your sensitive information on it, and we don't want those scammers to have it, so we want to help. So look out for our shredding event in August.
Let me just mention something about that shredding event. You pull up in your car. The volunteers, you open your trunk. The volunteers take those boxes out. They put it in the shredding truck bin, and the truck shreds them on site. I mean, it is a deal. It's free, first of all. It's secure, and they keep that line moving. Actually, you had 2 lines moving last year.
Well, guess what? We're going to have 3.
3.
Yeah.
3, and it's free.
And it's free, and all volunteers are on deck helping you. It is such an amazing event. And guess what? Again, we're going to have a DJ out there.
Oh, yes. The DJ will be back.
Yes.
And let me just tell you, folks, real quick, there is help from AARP, and there is the AARP Fraud Watch Network helpline. I'm going to give you the phone number, but you can find it on Facebook, you can find it online, you can Google it, AARP Fraud Watch Network. You can call them if you have a question, if you think something's a scam or you've been caught in a scam. Call 877-908-3360. That number again, 877-908-3360. That's for the AARP Fraud Watch Network helpline. And it's staffed by volunteers. Yeah.
Wow.
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're listening to us out in West Kentucky, keep in mind that's Eastern Time. But Campbell, how will people hear about what AARP is doing in Kentucky?
Yes, if you're listening right now and you're like, man, I wish I made it to this recent Scam Jam. Well, you can stay informed and you can find out more about our upcoming events. So watch for an email from AARP. And you can also find AARP Kentucky anytime on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube for events and information happening in Louisville and around the state. And something else we want to bring up is it is the month of June, and we are so happy. AARP is celebrating Pride Month by honoring the stories, contributions, and resilience of LGBTQ older adults. So in addition to finding more about upcoming events, you can also find resources and conversations that promote inclusion, connection, and healthy aging for all. We believe you should age proud. Learn more about Pride Month activities near you at aarp.org. You know, this is just such a great month. We've had so many things coming up. And Tanya, you want to talk a little bit about Juneteenth and what's going on around the city?
Yes, thanks for mentioning that. This is June, and we do have Juneteenth coming up. There's so many activities that are going on. There's Juneteenth Jubilee Festival at the Big Four Lawn.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, we have our Roots 101 African American Museum, and they will be putting on events. And of course, we cannot forget Muhammad Ali Center. I'm sure they will be full of festivities there. There's going to be parades going, block parties, all type of events for this Juneteenth celebration.
Yes, and even more on June 16th, the Legacy of York.
Okay.
That's happening at George Rogers
Let's talk
Clark
about
Park.
that one.
Yes.
Go ahead, keep going.
It's at George Rogers Clark Park. It's at from 6 to 8:30 p.m. It is going to be a good event.
I am impressed with the lineup of speakers that they've put together for this one. You know, they have Frank X. Walker, who is the former poet laureate. They've got Louisville's Ed Hamilton, the sculptor, and they've got historian Jim Holmberg and Dr. John Chenault. And this is put on by a great combination: Roots 101, the Filson History Society, and the Fraser Museum, Louisville Public Media, and Louisville Metro Parks. And it is going to be one not to be missed. And the date on that is June 16. Yeah. So that's 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the George Rogers Clark Park. That's going to be one I don't want to miss.
And again, just like almost everything, it is free. No tickets, no need to RSVP. Head on down to George Rogers Clark Park and you can enjoy the celebration. Another free event coming up for Juneteenth is Before Freedom Rang.
Yeah.
That's going to be June 19th at 7 p.m. It's going to be at the Kentucky Center, Baumhard Theater, and again, this is free. And this is going to be the story of Kentucky's emancipation truth. And it's going to be presented by Dr. Paula McCraney. And again, it's just going to be a wonderful time to learn and feel connected with the community.
So make sure you get out that week of the Juneteenth celebration. All of these events will be offering music, food, and an opportunity to reflect on what happened Juneteenth and also connect with your family and friends.
And all of these events that we're talking about, you know, you can find a lot of information on Facebook. You can find a lot of information through Google. And you're going to want to check these out. So there are a number of ways to find out what's happening in your community for Juneteenth and Pride Month across Louisville Metro. But let me real quickly mention D-Day anniversary is coming up. That is June 6th. And it is going to be a special day, you know, as we recognize the contributions of veterans who are still with us. There are a smaller number of World War II veterans, and so many gave their lives on D-Day to free Europe. So that's going to be a special celebration. And Campbell, tell us real quickly about your time last week with Lady Veterans Connect during the Women's Recognition event at Midway.
Yes, so Lady Veterans Connect is a phenomenal community organization that really helps connect women veterans across Kentucky. So last Saturday at Equus Run Vineyards in Midway, they had just a great panel of ladies that are the current Kentucky Woman Veteran of the Year or previous ones. And they just got up and they spoke about their experiences in the military, what it's like to be a female veteran. You know, only 9% of veterans 50 plus are female, so that is a small community, but it's growing. There's almost 26,000 female veterans in Kentucky, and they are connected through community organizations like Lady Veterans Connect. And it was just a phenomenal day on a beautiful vineyard, I mean, these ladies just got to have lunch, chat about their experiences, and really feel like they were seen and heard. Sometimes, you know, they don't always feel like that. So it was just a great time. And, you know, AARP has resources for them, like the navigating caregiving as a veteran and the home modification benefits guide. If you were injured and as a veteran and how you need to modify your home, this just really helps you navigate some complex systems on how you can help yourself or your family members navigate this. So it was just such a great event with so much information and such a good sense of community that was there.
And let me just add to that real quick. AARP's mission to serve our veterans, we've been seriously producing terrific resources that Campbell mentioned about your benefits as a veteran. And part of that includes the Veterans and Military Spouses Job Center. So if you're transitioning from active duty to civilian life, we've got resources for you. The home modification guide is incredible, and if you need it, it's going to give you step by step how to improve your home and make it more age friendly so that you can remain in your home longer. It's a terrific resource, and the family caregiving support is essential. If you're caring for a family member who's a veteran, you need these resources to follow along what benefits you are eligible for and how to apply for them. So that is a big deal, and it's all available online, aarp.org/veterans, and you can find us on Facebook again. They've got more information there. So let's come back to Tanya. Tanya, what else you got for us?
Well, I'm glad you all were talking about the veterans, because one thing that's happening and exciting to me is that, again, we are celebrating America's 250th birthday, and the 101 or 101st Division Airborne at Fort Campbell, Kentucky is putting on a fantastic celebration, and I am going to try to be there because, hey, this is a big celebration.
Yes, it is.
And also, I don't know if you all have received your June, July AARP magazine, but they are featuring Alfre Woodard on the cover, and you could hear some of her fantastic stories. And also, they have a little clip in there for the celebration of where to go and what to do during this celebration. I'm excited. She is such a fantastic actor, and she will be sharing a little bit about what's going on with her in this magazine.
Tanya, I'm so glad you brought up Fort Campbell, because that is going to be a magnificent celebration of America 250. I would love to try and get down there. It's a combination. They've got performers. They're going to have the air show. There's so much going on with that, and it's not that bad a drive. I've driven down there a few times.
Straight shots.
Yeah. So, and in the AARP magazine this month, the June edition, you'll find the full list of Celebrate America at 250. Where to go, what to do. It's in the AARP magazine. It should be hitting your mailbox soon. I got mine the other day. So check out the AARP magazine for Alfre Woodard, who is now showing on Netflix in The Burrows. And it is, I watched the first episode the other day. It's going to be just a mystery, suspense, drama. You got to check that out, The Burrows on Netflix.
And one more thing coming up with AARP Kentucky is we will be at the State Fair.
The what?
The Kentucky State Fair.
Where is it?
That's going to be at the South Wing of the Kentucky Expo Center.
August 20th through the 30th, you're going to find AARP Kentucky at the Kentucky State Fair. Campbell's going to be there. Tanya's going to be there. A lot of volunteers are going to be there. And we are going to be talking to folks about when to vote, where to vote, how to vote. Yeah, that's going to be our focus this year. We're going to be in the Rescue Ridge section of the Kentucky State Fair, South Wing, Main Street, Kentucky, in the air conditioning. So come by the State Fair when you get out there. And don't forget, Military Sunday will be part of the State Fair again this year, and veterans and their families get in at no cost. So that's going to be fun. And let me quickly mention, we've got just a few minutes left, but coming later in June, AARP will be announcing the 2026 Livable Community Challenge grantees here in Kentucky, and they are going to receive tens of thousands of dollars from AARP to help build community and to help develop projects like public spaces, transportation, pedestrian safety, housing, and community engagement. So we're super excited to see the AARP Livable Communities Challenge Grant announcement coming up later in June. So stay tuned. It will be where? On our Facebook page. It'll be all over our social media, and we're excited because this is a big deal. Because there's a lot of organizations in Louisville that have received these grants, and out in the counties too. Kentucky has 120 counties, so these grants are spread out across the state, but also across the nation. It's AARP's 10th year of offering these community challenge grants locally to help build community and to improve, like I said, pedestrian safety, public parks, public spaces. It is exciting. It's some of the best work AARP does.
Yes, some of these grants are going to go to such great organizations doing such great and transformative work in their communities. I'm excited for it, and it's just such a great opportunity.
And let me mention one grant that enabled them to produce free downloadable blueprints if you wanted to build an accessory dwelling unit on your property. What is an accessory dwelling unit? It is a separate structure on your property for residential use. So if your mother or your father or someone you care for needs to be close to you, you can build these ADUs. They're about 500, 600 square feet, has a bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, nothing fancy, but the Louisville Metro Department of Planning and Design they had a competition, and they produced these accessory dwelling units with that AARP grant, and they're impressive. And you might want to check that out. You can find it on Louisville Metro, louisvilleky.gov. You can find it on Google. But it is impressive what these grants are doing. They are making real change for folks across the country. So, Tanya, we're going to have to wrap it up. We're running out of time.
Well, Scott and our audience out there, June is such a fun month. You have heard a lot today, and I'm sure we didn't cover it all. But you can always go to aarp.org, and you will find a lot more of what's going on. So, we're going to wrap it up.
Campbell?
Yes, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for joining. And we'll be back here again on Friday, July 10th, right here at WLLV 101.9 FM. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day.
And a quick shout out to Miss Wilma Mitchell, who's watching, and Miss Maxine Fulton, who is watching us today, and Miss Gail Sanders. Thank you all for watching. We're on Facebook Live. We're going to have this up. And thank you, Louisville, and thank you, Mr. Vince Gray, for producing another show.
See you in
July.
on the first Friday.